What would you like to give voice to? What experience would you like to share? What is it that you wish to talk about? A tete a tete, everything and everyone is welcome. So, this show honors who you truly are and the story you have for all of us. Tonight, we have Philippines pioneer life coach, Kimi Lu. She is a licensed, certified master neurolinguistic hypnotherapy life coach, a Reiki master practitioner, and certified Nia instructor. She is the creator of the Sacred Space certification program that I joined last year. So please help me welcome Kimi Lu.
Hello, Polly. Well, good evening,
Hello.
Philippines, and good afternoon in Switzerland. So, hello.
Yeah, so you being a global life coach now, I just probably just want to grace this show and go hand in hand with what your mission is from this year onwards, which is to be a global life coach. So thank you so much for saying yes, because I know you are a very busy woman and worth emulating and really, really is inspiring. So, Kimi, probably you can tell us a little more about yourself. Probably something fun, and then we'll go down the serious path later on. Whatever it is
Something
that you wish to share.
I have no idea. I am. Gosh, I have no idea. Seriously, like you caught me there, but maybe I will let you know that I love traveling, and I miss traveling and I just daydream about it. And now you know what I'm doing, Polly? Because I super miss traveling. I just do virtual speed dating all over the world. That's what I'm
Okay.
doing.
Well, this is something that you've been very open to us, your group, like
Yeah,
the first batch of, the Care Bears group.
yeah.
Probably you can tell us briefly about how that has been for you so far.
I started just this month, March, and my first virtual date, speed dating event was based in Ireland and in
Okay.
Denver, in USA. So they were all there and I was here. And then my next one was in San Francisco. So that was fun also. You know, a lot of tech guys from the Silicon Valley. And
Okay.
then also in London. And actually today I missed one. It was in New York. I just slept it off. But yeah, so I stood up my dates
Right.
apparently.
And this is one thing that I'm really impressed, Kimmy, because once you put your heart and mind into one thing, you really do it and you communicate it to us as well. When you mentioned
Yes.
that you want to go global, I was just thinking that it's about your business being a global life coach. But apparently, it's also about your personal life. Just like go out there and find a partner and be intentional about it and not just wait in a corner.
Right. No, not at all. I guess I'm very action driven. I
You
wouldn't
are.
know. Yeah, I wouldn't know until I do it. I'm very experiential. I think that would be my word for myself. Like I need to actually do it to find out if it works or it doesn't work.
Yeah. And you walk the talk. You walk the
Yes.
talk.
I'm really like, yes, I do. I really try my best. I try my best to do so.
Good. So you mentioned too that you've been in this business for 10 years or a little more. I think I would say a little more than 10 years. Can you
11th year.
take
It's my 11th year.
your 11th year? So can you take us back to the time when you finally decided that I want to explore something new? Because you mentioned before, if I remembered it right, that you were in the corporate world and then you just find yourself crying, looking for something more than what you're doing. So can you tell us more about that?
Yes. Well, one day I was in front of the computer replying to emails, fixing Excel files, and all of a sudden, it was like a movie. Like it was just tears falling. And I couldn't believe it was happening. Like, what's this? I was wondering. I don't understand. Why am I crying? I am in a very nice office. I was being paid very well. My my workmates were great as well. So what's up with this? Like, am I going crazy? What's that? And then I guess that entire week I would cry myself to sleep, and I didn't
Mm,
understand what it was. Like, I just felt really empty at that time.
okay.
So I said, I need to talk to someone. Who do I talk to? And I knew that I needed to talk to someone
Mm,
because my parents actually do kind of like a
mm,
similar job, which is they volunteer to counsel married couples. So I knew that if you would talk to someone, then things will be fixed. So,
mm,
but I was thinking, I'm not naman married. Why will I talk to them? And
mm.
they're my parents, jahe.
So what did you do after? So what did you do after?
So after I searched online for a life coach, I
So
don't even
Google.
know Google. I googled it. Life coach Philippines, life coach Manila, life coach Makati.
Mm,
There was no one. Like, as in, I couldn't believe. Like, there was no one. Seriously. Um. So I said, this is awful. Like, what if somebody needs a life coach? There's no life coach. That's crazy. And then it was just like a passing thought that, oh,
mm.
maybe I can be one. Like, maybe if they Google, my name should come up.
Okay.
Uh, but there were no schools here, no courses, no certifications. I'm like, how to become one? Do I just name myself all of a sudden? Kimi Lu life coach? That's so weird. So I was looking online again, and you know that box
Yeah.
um,
When you search.
site in the website in their websites, it would say place your email here to get a
Okay.
newsletter.
Right.
I placed my email to every single website that
Ah,
I saw.
talaga. Every
I was
single website.
one that had a box in it.
Okay.
I placed my email there in the hopes of maybe one day, I'll receive a message that's meant for me. I don't know.
Mm, mm.
One day, thankfully, I did receive one, and it said their neuro linguistic hypnotherapy life coach and Reiki master practitioner certification in San Diego, California. Oh my gosh, I have an aunt there. I can go there. I can stay with her, and I can do my certification. And then that same moment when I received the email, I
Mm.
emailed my father, and it was super duper long, but in the end what it said was, can you please sponsor this?
But your father was in Manila that time or in Luzon that
we
time?
were, we were just in one home.
But you
uh,
emailed to make it formal?
because I was shy. Like,
Okay.
because he was the one who told me you need to have an 8 to 5 job.
Okay.
Yeah. But before that, also, I wasn't into that. Like, I have a lot of rackets talaga.
So
I would choose.
mas raketera ka compared to like having an 8 to 5, like desk job.
Yeah, like I would host
Okay.
parties, I would tutor. Yeah, plenty of rackets. So
So,
my income just comes from everywhere. There's no like stable
like
income for me.
so that was a life before finally the Kimi Lu life coach happened. So,
Yes.
I mean, I think I'm just impressed. I mean, I don't know how you processed it because for a lot of people that probably went through the same thing, like a quarter life crisis of some sort. I don't know what to call it, but for the absence of a better word to use, I'll use that word, quarter life crisis. People will probably just say, I don't know, probably I'm just in a rabbit hole, but I'll be fine later on. I don't really have to reinvent or look for something, but you really you really searched like I think I needed something more than this. So I want to
Yeah.
understand how was that process like? Like how did you realize that eventually that okay, I need to do something more than this and this is not just a phase. I need to act.
I realized, I think because when I was doing those emails and I was crying, I was in the back office and I was just doing a routine. I was bored basically with what I was doing. And I was thinking, what? Is this all I'm doing for the rest of that was my question. Is this all I'm doing for the rest of my life? Like
Mm,
sending
mm,
emails, making
mm,
sure they get their check, making sure
mm,
their bulbs in their units
mm,
are working. Like that's
mm,
it. I can't.
mm,
I can't. I know I have talents. I know I have gifts. I need to use it. I know this
mm,
can be used. That's what I
mm,
was thinking at that time. But I also didn't know where to use it.
mm.
I had no idea. Um, so I searched.
And
I
that's
found myself.
primarily how it all started, no? Like you
Yeah,
search. It's just your action before was just to look and put yourself out there, because you also remind us all the time before that you have to take that single step in order for you to see what will happen next. So
mhm.
when you finally were accepted, when you finally said, the school finally said yes to you, your father said yes to you. Well, obviously, I guess. Or may mga discussion pa ba na parang,
Oh,
it's an
yeah.
investment.
So he just said, "Yes, I will support you. Or we will support you, but have a plan." Wala akong plan. What plan? But I faked it. Like I said,
You
yes.
created a plan.
No, I didn't. It was as you know how you go to a job interview and they tell you,
Mm,
"Can you do it?" And then you'll just tell
mm.
them, "Yes, I'm willing to learn." Apparently,
Okay.
it's something like that. Like I don't. I have no plan. I have no idea if this is going
Right.
to fly or if it's going to work. Again, there was no life coach like to look
Mm,
up or anything. So like
mm,
I have no model
mm,
basically.
mm,
It's not like going and, oh, I want to be a doctor. There are a
mm,
lot of successful
mm,
doctors.
mm,
I want to be a lawyer or an
mm,
architect,
mm.
but life coach, they
Ano
were
yun?
probably, oo, ay, ang nag-aaksaya ng pera to. Ganyan.
Bored to tapos nag-aaksaya ng pera. But you, kasi it's really an investment, Kimi, because you have to fly to the US, to
Yeah,
California, right, to complete the certification.
yes, I did. And I had to rent a car as well.
Mm,
I drove
mm,
myself to school. So it was a lot. It's not, yeah, it was a lot.
mm, mhm,
And that actually helped me. If you're going to ask, I'm going to,
mm.
ano,
Go ahead.
like when I came back, because people usually ask, so how did you continue doing it? It's
Right.
because of number one, actually, was nahiya naman ako
Sa
because
papa mo.
we spent a lot of money, so I cannot quit. Like I need to keep doing this. Like that was one thing, one reason. And there are
Okay.
several reasons, but practically speaking, this was one of them.
Mhm.
Really.
Yeah, because it's a huge investment. You ask it from your father. Your father said, "Do you have a plan?" And
Mhm.
just like any job interviews, you said you say yes to it and learn how to do it later. And that's, I think, how you did it. Like, okay, tingnan natin to, but let me just say yes to this. So that was 11 years ago. How about Nia? Probably you can tell us a little more about Nia, how you got into Nia.
Yeah, so the thing is, when I was in San Diego, California, doing
Mm,
my certification, my aunt actually was exercising
mm,
in a studio which was very holistic, and she's not spiritual at all, she's not even religious. So she brought me to this class because she wanted me
mm.
to lose weight. And so
Okay.
sabi niya, come with
May
me,
agenda siya.
agenda. Then when we were doing it, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is my jam. Like this is what I want. This exercise. And she didn't have any care about the language that they were using. Their language was
Okay.
like, because it was bare feet, so they were saying stuff like feel the earth kiss, feel your feet kissing the earth. And then when we raise our
Okay.
hands, sift the clouds and all that. So the language was
Mm.
so nice. And I said, that's my language. This is what I speak, you know? And I really loved it, but I couldn't take another certification on top of what I was doing. So I promised
Mm.
myself also at that moment, one day I'm going to take the certification for this. Like I
Ayan ka
want
na
to learn.
naman. This is you putting your mind, body,
Yeah.
spirit to what you want to do and just do it. So you finally did it eventually.
I
Definitely,
did
of
it
course.
eventually. It was a long time, 8 years. So I took it in
Ah,
2018.
wow. Ah, okay, so
Yeah.
this was like the recent one, the recent certification that you did.
And I'm super proud of it because I spent every single cent for that certification.
So wala nang daddy. Wala na si Daddy Lu.
Wala, kahit yung ticket ko ako. Kahit
Ah,
yung lahat ng kinain ko ako.
ikaw na ikaw. Perfect.
Wala siyang
So
binigay.
so Kim's like I know you have a great following now. You are the pioneer. Again, we talked about this a while ago. You are the
Mm.
pioneer life coach. Before you became the Kimi Lu life coach, people probably reached out to counselors, to psychologists, to psychiatrists, people in that domain. And then you arrived and carved that in the Philippines.
Right.
How was the start of
You know what?
introducing it to everyone?
Well, just statistically speaking,
Mm,
I had 50% of my clients from until my third year were
mm-mm.
expats.
Okay.
They were foreigners who were in the Philippines because I guess they were more open and they
Yeah.
knew who to look for. They knew they
Right.
didn't need like medication. They just
Right.
needed somebody to talk to, and they found
Okay.
me. And they were
Okay.
telling me, you know what? You're the only one who has a website. You know
Mm.
what? You're
Ah.
the only one who replies. You know what? You're the only one. So I was hearing that. I'm like, yeah, well, that's like my point. That's why I'm here. Because, and you
And you went
found me.
through that din kasi, 'di ba? You were looking for someone in the Philippines, but you cannot find someone. So you put your website up and people
Yeah.
went through the same pattern that you did before, like checking for people online. Okay. So
Mm,
first 3 years, all expats.
mm-mm.
Did it how did it shift into the mainstream? Like
Yeah.
parang I don't know how to call it, but like parang Kimi Lu equals life coach. Kailan
Oo.
dumating yon na Kimi equals life coach? We need to talk to Kimi.
Yes. Well, in the beginning, I was really like very intentional. I changed everything, all of my email, like my when you say goodbye, it's Kimi Lu.
Signature?
My signature is already Kimi Lu Life Coach. I have a page, Kimi Lu Life Coach. My Instagram, wala pa Instagram non, by the way. So,
Oh.
but when I created one, it was Kimi Lu Life Coach. It was Twitter then. So
Mm.
Kimi Lu Life Coach, ganyan. Um, Somebody told me to do that. I'm super thankful
Mm.
for that
Mm.
person. She said, you know what? If you really want to do this, you need to brand yourself and put, slap people in the faces and let them know that you are, like.
Mm.
So I really place it everywhere. And as you know, I always use hashtag protons. So
Yeah.
each time I see a person, they'll be like, oh, hey, protons. They would greet me that way already.
May ring na sa kanila. The word protons equals you.
Yes, yeah, yeah. So, and it was even before I was coaching. Apparently, I've been using hashtag protons
Mm.
already. So I just kept on using it, and each and every post has hashtag protons. It's like it's
Mm.
never gone, it's
Mm.
always there. And then I was still racketeering, doing this and that. I wasn't doing the coaching. I tried for the first 3 years, I tried doing the life coaching, but then I was broke
Yeah.
in the first three
Okay.
years. because I had to pay for my rent. If I'm going
Mm.
to have a workshop, I'm gonna need to pay for the food. Like just so
Mm.
many things to pay for. I was just break even, basically,
Mm. Mm.
the first 3 years. So I said, oh my gosh, like I need to do something else to sustain this. So I started, doing HR work for Geron Travel,
Mm.
for an events company, also for a catering company.
Mm.
I had to do tutorials still.
And you
I
were
would host
modeling too, Kimi, remember?
modeling. Yes, which is also, I mean, great that I do all of those things.
Right.
I also did hosting weddings, kiddie parties, like just so many things to sustain the life coaching business. And then one day I said, I'm tired. Like I can't be everywhere doing this and that. I need to do something about this. And then I started collaborating with people. And that's when the
Mm.
it broke. The Kimi
Yeah.
Lu life coach broke because people who were not aware what a life coach was, who were not aware about me, started
Mm.
getting to know me because
Mm.
I was collaborating with people who had different expertise.
Ah,
So I think
okay.
that's the key. Um, I collaborated like with an artist, and we
Right.
created a workshop, creating art and how you can combine,
Mm.
creating a mantra with that. So that's one. And
Mm.
then I had another one with wine, a wine
Mm.
expert, and we paired wine with emotions in the session. And then I also had like somebody who owned an ice cream company, collaborated with them, and we created daydreams and ice cream workshop to teach people how to daydream while they're eating ice cream.
That is
So
fascinating. The
yeah,
reason why I asked you that is because
somebody froze. Was it me or was it
okay.
you?
No, you're back. We're back
Okay,
together.
we're back.
No,
So
but yung last collaboration that I saw, Kim, was with Bizu and that
yeah,
at yung pangligo that I had that I showed you that I bought because ito pala yung collaboration ni Kimi, let me buy. But where did you get this idea of collaborating with someone?
where did I get it? I think it was the desire to bring this work to other people. Like I was thinking,
Mm,
how will people know about it? I'm just one person and I'm quote unquote the only one nga. So I
yeah.
need other people to introduce me to their network, to their followers. So I even had like makeup and life coaching together, like being confident in their own skin, enhancing their
That's
faces. And then
fascinating.
so really, I would say this is my specialty. You mentioning the bizu, which is the
Yeah.
chocolates and meditation, shower products and meditation. I love creating those things, and I know also that when that comes to me, it's not me. Like
Oh,
that, uh, down.
downloaded.
It's downloaded because I don't think I could really think. Like, if it's something that was not taught to me, I would
Yeah.
think it's a download. That's my conclusion.
Okay.
Like,
I
if all of
I
in addition,
love that.
oh, thank you, and I need to write it down right away. And
Yeah.
then,
No, because this reminded me of the first video that you showed us during the certification. And again, now for others there who wants to know what Kimi really does, I think it's best to join the Sacred Space certification. Please, it's the best investment I did for myself.
yes,
After a month, I got the investment back
yeah,
with
mm-hmm.
couple number of people lang, like 3 or 4 people, and then I got that investment back. That's why I said it's really very useful for aspiring coaches out there, even at a coach. Like if you're running a
Yeah,
business, please do invest in that because it's really one of the fascinating certifications I did last year. So
yeah,
I remembered kasi Kimi, during the first day sa Sacred Space certification, you showed us a video of Elizabeth Gilbert.
Yes.
And that to me was really powerful because I think naalala ko yung one writer there has to wake up in the middle of the night. Parang nakikita niya yung words coming his way and he just have to write. And
Yeah.
kung tapos na rin, nawala na rin. And how the demons would be on the walls. So,
Uh-uh.
do you see your gift as in that type of equation that it's really downloaded, it's not from you per se, but going through you lang, and you're just executing it?
Yes, there are times wherein I really feel like there is a huge wave of like
Mm,
push that, oh my gosh, I really need to do this. Just the other night I had that last
mm,
Sunday, and I
mm,
received that message. Yes, and the message was so loud. I was saying,
mm,
I need to do it now. Like it's
mm,
really like I'm crazy because I'm talking to these thoughts, and I'm like, do I do that now? I don't have time. And the thought was saying, yes, like now is the time. Like you need to do it now. It can't be tomorrow. It can't be next week. It has to be tonight. So I had to do it. So there are very strong moments wherein I just need to do it. There are moments wherein I feel that I it's because of my skills already that I
mm,
honed that I'm able to create. But sometimes the inspiration, the downloads are so strong,
mm,
so I receive them as well. So
mm,
yeah, I would say yes. I get experiences and
mm,
inspirations that way
mm.
as well.
Mhm. Yeah, because this is really what I was wondering. A good majority of people would talk more about how their experience shaped what they do.
Mm,
And on the other hand, although you do have experience definitely, but you are channeling an inspiration outside of that experience, which I
yes.
think is something that I'm learning and still continue to learn and moving away from that personal experience into something channeled from outside. So if Kimi, say
Mhm.
someone's watching us now and wants to pre-qualify themselves and say, so do I need a life coach? Do I need to join these workshops? How do I pre-qualify myself for me to
Uh-huh.
say, okay, I'm signing up for this. I'm signing up for Kimi Lu or for Polly. I will be signing up for a life coach. How will they qualify themselves?
Sign up for it and try it out.
Ganun lang kasimple. Sign up for it.
Sign up for it. I think the mere fact that you got curious about it. That's
Mm,
already like a sign somehow. Like, what are they talking
mm,
about? What did she
mm.
say? What's that? I want to know. Then find out. Sign up for it and find out. Right? You'll never know if you don't try. So yeah, do it.
Sign up, yun lang. Okay, so guys, you know where to find Kimi Lu. She's in Facebook, she's in Instagram, and if you want to know more about her programs directly through her, or you can actually email me too, and I can direct you to her, and I can tell you a little bit more about the program she's offering. I know
Yeah.
na in the past you did Sacred Space certification, which I think you'll be launching your third batch, right?
Yes, it's actually
Um,
full. But maybe
ay
if you get on
full
the
na.
list, there's a wait list now. I'm thinking
Okay.
about if I'll open some slots, but it's full now.
Okay, so it's full, but you still have okay, if that's full, you can go to the wait list or you can sign up for a well-being boost program
Oh,
and the growth seeker program. Can you tell us more about those two programs, Kim?
so the Well-Being Boost program is a 1 month container for everyone because usually the programs that are available, for like team building for corporate accounts, they're just 1 day, or a workshop is just 3 hours. This one is
Mm,
I would call it a container because
mm,
it's like something experiential. Whatever they learn, they actually
mm,
get to do it already, and then
mm,
they get to report also the following week. So there's a sense of
mm.
accountability in that container, and we have, of course, as you know, lovely, lovely facilitators, and I can
Ah,
see like
Care Bears.
April, Christine, Sierra, Iya, and Yona. They're holding the space for the Wellbeing Boost participants. They're also doing one-on-one sessions now. So
Mm,
so if people wanna do that, there are I guess I would call them four pillars of well-being.
mm,
So
mm.
setting an intention, so we're
Setting
teaching that.
intention.
Yeah,
Okay.
and then gratitude as well, and then compassion and courage. So I think if you
Okay.
do those four things or learn those four things, then you have tools for your well-being.
So, Kimi, that's intention,
Yes, intention,
gratitude, compassion, and
courage.
courage. Okay, so
Yes.
those are the four pillars of well being. Okay, that's easy to remember. So now that you have finally birthed future life coaches, I being the one as well who benefited from that, how do you
Yes.
think the life coaching industry in the Philippines will look like 10 years from now or 10 years down the road?
I would love to visualize it as very flourishing,
Mm,
that there will be a space for everyone, because there
mm,
will be, obviously there will be more of us,
mm,
but visualizing that each person would specialize in something for sure.
mm. Like specific
Because
niches.
yes, yeah, because 10 years ago in the United States, they already had that, like somebody for grief, somebody for like
Yeah.
knee pain, like very specific, someone for headaches, someone for heartbreaks. And over here,
Ah,
it's more general and
yeah.
more like, oh, maybe it's about your career change, or maybe you just need some confidence.
Mm.
But I would want to see more people being able to serve specific needs of people.
Okay, so really going very specific. So for
Mm.
others who wants to be like you, the things that you're doing now, the things that we're doing now through you, thanks to you, what advice would you like to give them? Where should they start?
They should start perhaps if they're not part of the Sacred Space Certification Program, or if they're not part of the Wellbeing Boost Program, they should probably start by seeking a program that they
Mm,
think would fit them. And
mm,
again, they wouldn't know until they try. So they
mm,
need to keep trying, also finding the right match for them
mm.
of coach, because sometimes, oh, like I don't expect everyone to like me. Not everybody
Agree.
likes, really. Not everybody agrees also with the way I'm doing things, and that's
Mm-hmm.
fine,
Mm,
because there's another person who will be the right match for you, and I
mm,
would want you to
mm,
find them.
mm, And this goes hand in hand again with your reminder before, Samin, to have that abundance mindset. It
Mm,
doesn't mean that that one person said no to you, that that's the end of the game. It's just that one person out of a many, and you can
yes.
work with a many and not just with one person. And that's coming from, I think that's one thing that I learned eventually because of our conversations with the sacred space. Na
Mm-mm.
parang every time a client would say, Polly, I think not now, I
Yeah.
don't feel bad anymore. And saying, oh no, but you have to do this now. Kasi walang ganun. Parang, okay, so if it's not now, then not now. And I'm okay with that too. And tell me when you're ready, or I can refer you to someone. And
Right.
I think I got that those humbling words from you now. Have that abundance mindset. Not everyone will be ready to work with you.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely agree. Abundance mindset, finding the right match, they're all part of it. This
Mm,
is life.
mm. Yeah, it
It's
is
not
life.
it's not
True.
perfect. You can't have I can't help everyone. This is why
Mhm,
there was a
mm,
certification program, because there was a need. Like I
mm,
know in my heart there needs to be more people
mm.
helping others.
And that's when you finally decide. Thanks to the pandemic, because I know that you waited around. You've been thinking about doing that for like 2, 3 years,
Yeah.
2, 3 years in the
Yeah.
making. But because of the
Mhm.
pandemic, parang, okay, let's do it now. So, Kimi,
Yeah.
sinabi mo kanina the word match, right? So,
Yeah.
I want to, if you allow me, I want to go a little intimate with your story kasi sabi mo match. And you mentioned before that you are intentionally dating. How
Gusto
does
ko
that
yung
work? Kasi parang baka mag-intentional kasi 'di ba like you have Derek Ramsey and Elena Darna got engaged during the pandemic at maraming kinakasal during the pandemic. So
yes,
tell us
correct.
more about intentional dating and what is this all about? What's your process?
I think it's really just creating space and time for it. Last year, I had zero time for it.
Mm.
And I don't know if you remember, like when I was telling you about the Wellbeing Boost program, and if you guys wanted to be,
Yeah.
part of it, I said, you know what? I want to start dating. So I need
Mm.
other people to do what I'm doing so that I have more
Mm.
time, to spend on myself and whoever it is that I will be dating. And now, so I create time for it. I place it on my schedule, on my calendar, like at 7 a.m., at 3 a.m. I need to wake up. I need to do virtual speed dating, around the world. And now also with my life coach, you met Kimberly,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
Yes. Now we're really working on that. Each time we have a session, she would ask me a lot of questions about specifically what kind of man I want in a partner. Like very specific, something like, okay, is he like divorced, or is he widowed, or is he
Mm.
single? Does he have children?
Ganon ka-specific.
Like little children or like adults already? What's his position in his company? Is he an entrepreneur? Like, yeah, super duper specific. So I'm also really learning how to do that, being intentional about it. So I'm in the process of being intentional about it.
No, kasi
Yes.
napakagaling because I will never think because I don't know, in movies, Kimi, we don't become intentionally romantic with someone. You know? Parang serendipity nangyayari and then kilig-kilig na tapos Elena Darna got the proposal. You know? Parang ganun. But you on the other hand, you are really applying what you know even to your personal life, which is your love life, in
Mhm.
really hoping to find someone that you really want to be part of your life too. Not just
Yes.
coasting around kung sino yung available dyan, then come here, I'm available too, and let's see. But you're really looking for specifics like, is he an entrepreneur? Does he have kids? Adults ba sila? Or bata ba sila? Is
Uh-uh.
this is it a little off from the usual romanticized looking for love kind of script?
Yeah, it's actually very different from what I know as well. Because I always pictured, and maybe it can still happen, I don't know. But I would always picture, oh, if when I'm traveling, maybe I'll bump into him in the airport.
Yes.
And then my stuff will, go on the floor. He'll pick it up for me. We'll stare at each other. And
Yung
then
ganun.
I really think like that. But then also because of the experiences that I've had, like with like past
Mm,
relationships, I have learned that there are things that I actually don't like in a
mm,
person.
mm.
So those experiences, I'm like, okay, not going to date somebody like that
Mm,
anymore. Not going to
mm,
go for someone like that. So you're also learning that, and yeah, I mean, it can be somebody really good looking in the beginning, and then they have awful, habits and stuff like that. So you want the best. That's why my intention for this year is manifesting God's best, and it's
manifesting
not
God's best.
and it's not
Mm,
necessarily a man, but maybe for
mm,
I think more for me.
mm,
I'm trying to manifest like the best version of myself, so that if
mm,
anybody comes my way, then they
mm,
know, like, "Oh, gosh, this is like I want to be with this person."
mm. Wow. Well, you were saying that kasi I'm also trying to go back to how I found my husband kasi we
Yeah.
also met online. And I
Yeah.
was like, intentional ba yung ginawa ko or parang harabas galore? So this is me thinking about it. But I know too that way before high school pa,
Mhm.
I already know inside me that I will have kids. I don't know how,
Yes.
that I will have a family of my own. And
Yeah.
that became like the operational mechanism inside that whenever I want to date someone, I really want someone to have their kids before I say yes to a date.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So
Very intentional.
yeah, but I don't have a word then na parang, okay, karang gusto ko lang. But now you gave me that word na, yeah, that was being intentional. And
Yeah.
seeing it happening on you, natutuwa ako. Kasi okay, hindi pala ako mag-isa nun. When I was trying to think na parang, I want someone to have, like, mayroon siyang kids dapat. Kung divorced, that I'm fine with it. Basta meron lang kids. And I was
Uh-huh.
not specific though because I thought na isa. Sabi ko like, a kid will be fine. Apparently, tatlo yung lumabas. So parang, yay!
Yay,
Tatlo!
bongga. I
So,
love it.
bongga!
Yeah.
So, Kim, I know you're all apart from like a personal life coaching, you also do corporate life coaching, right?
Yes.
I don't know how it is in the Philippines, but I know probably you'll encounter this one day because you're going global. And you're already global, by the way, ha? Like years back pa, I'm sure.
Mhm.
Um, so yung conversation dito sa side sa Europe is more on with the rise of AI. So
Mm.
you have more and more robots used in production.
Yes.
And the conversation is always about how to complement these robots with humans. So I want to know if this is like a very weird question to ask. How can
Mhm.
coaching complement businesses? You know, lang, businesses in general, if not with AI, if it's not still in the Philippines, sure. If like businesses as a whole, how does coaching complement that?
I love this because I usually have these conversations with my friends who are into AI. And I would really
Mm,
say, haha, I'm sure that this work that I'm doing will really be much more needed when you guys succeed too.
yes.
Because there are so many robots already, meaning those robots can be the smartest and the most
Mm,
brilliant, but
mm,
they don't
mm.
have their hearts.
Yes. Okay. It's the heart, the emotions.
Yes. So we come in as the heart, emotional intelligence, soft skills, empathy, compassion, all of those things
Mm,
people still need. And I don't want people to lose that. I don't want
mm,
companies to lose that. That's why we're still very much needed. Like it's so far
mm.
from each I'm trying to ano myself. So they're
Go,
so
go,
far
go,
from
go.
um but they are also very much like a necessity,
Mm, mhm,
right?
mhm,
So
mm,
I see the future very bright for people who
mhm,
are practicing this work
mhm.
of soft skills, essential skills, emotional intelligence, all of those
So
things.
so have you had clients in the Philippines or even outside the Philippines, corporations looking for your service to complement their rigid corporate structure? What is your process there and how do they even find you? Na para, okay, we need someone like Kimi or we need someone who can offer this type of service. Who does
The
that conversation?
Yeah, the global companies who have reached out to me have a program in their company, and it's called like employee engagement. Like
Yeah.
this is already a norm
Mm,
in global companies, but over here in the Philippines, thankfully, I have very good friends who are also very successful in their businesses who know
oh.
me, and they said, you know what, I need you. We're doing all of this work, but then I also can't talk to them. It's weird, it's awkward if I'm the one asking them how they are. So we need like a
Mhm.
middleman
Mm.
person to do that. And so I do that kind of work.
Mhm.
And now we also offer the well-being boost program, the 1 month
Mhm.
container to
Yeah.
corporate accounts to companies as well.
Wow. So
Mhm.
so are you seeing this something that will go for the next 5 years, go to the next even 10 years of companies craving for more programs such as this? Because This is where I'm coming from, Kims. I've worked in Cebu in different BPOs for 12
Mm,
years.
yes.
And we do have a team that handles training. It's called OD, like HROD, organizational development. So they
Okay.
are the ones formulating all of those programs, right? But none of the programs offered in my time complements
Mm,
what you do.
mm,
Because more or less like parang how to manage your manager. Yung mga ganon na mga type of courses, how to manage your team. Yung mga ganon. But
right.
not like what you do, not like what we do sa sacred space. So are you
Mm.
seeing something like a progression of this type of need eventually into business spheres?
For sure. And you know what? Maybe in the near future, this will be part of their, goal setting or
Yeah.
their mission vision that this is already part of the company. Not, diba, usually it's, like, there's a finance group,
Yes.
accounting, there's like operations
Ah,
group. Now they're really, it's part na. Business schools should be teaching this, that
true,
you should,
true.
okay, a soft skills department.
True, agree. Because we have to
Right?
learn that soft skills for like how many years while at
Yes.
work. It's not something
Right.
that where people are skilled.
Mhm.
I love this conversation. So, wow. So there's really no stopping you then, it
No,
seems.
no. I'm thinking I need an angel investor already. I think, like, to move it forward. You know,
Yeah.
to also say yes to the AI. So
Right.
AI must have some sort of program that will address a soft skill. I mean, going to that extent,
Mm.
again, collaborating. Like, you
Mm.
would never think
Mm.
what the robot will be able to help,
Mm. Mm.
but it will, it can. I already, like, right this moment, let's save this interview, and we'll go back to it and say, remember, Polly, I said in that interview that we were going to collaborate and combine AI with soft skills. Here it is.
A lot of possibilities. Kasi na, I think I'm just I just want people probably in the Philippines to look into this more deeply because these types of conversations are happening here and definitely it's just a matter of time before it will reach the shores of Asia. I'm sure
Mhm.
there's already a conversation like this in Asia, like in Korea, in Japan, those
Yeah.
progressive countries. So I'm very glad that you are also exploring that path of eventually marrying those two. And sabi ni
Mhm.
Michelle, soft skills should be part of all the curriculums in schools.
Yes,
Every school
absolutely.
should have a Kimi Lu. Yes, agree.
No, yeah, like, it should be a subject. Like, I think,
Right. Right.
right? I mean,
It
I
should be a
think
subject.
we tried to have that
Mm.
homeroom. I think it was homeroom, yung parang the counselor will have one class per month or per week, and she'll talk about
Mm.
something, like honesty, values,
Values
ganyan.
education. Values
Yeah,
education yun sa time
values
ko, yun.
education. Oo, yan, sa'kin
Ah.
homeroom, values education, yun.
GMRC, good
What is
manners, right conduct. Good manners, right conduct.
Yes, but you see, like, there's no class on visualization. There's no class
No.
on, being intentional,
Mhm.
right? So I think those are, like, key things
Mhm.
that you should be teaching,
Mm.
to dream. Like,
Mm.
sometimes a child does not even know what to do anymore because they
Mm.
forgot or they don't know, they were not taught how to dream.
Mm. Mm.
That's
I think
essential.
I think the dreaming that's one of the conversation I had with my husband. Sabi niya kasi na parang, if you look at the school curriculum, everybody's
Mhm.
programmed to be employed at some point in their life. Nobody's really taught how to build a business, how to
Yeah.
envision their life, how to project their life differently. So
Yeah.
I agree with you on that. Because it
Yes.
was a huge struggle for me to understand that part until I have to really dip my feet which is what I'm doing now. So everything that I do, parang bungi-bungi, but great. I'm grateful
Oh,
that I'm learning. So,
yeah. Uh,
so Kimi, we're in a pandemic now. We're also in a lockdown in Europe. Also in the Philippines, I think you're extending in the NCR bubble for the
yeah.
next 2 weeks. I hope
Mhm.
less than 2 weeks. So how should I think we're like one plus into the pandemic now. Probably we've learned a lot, but how else can we help ourselves manage our mental health, if that's the right phrase to use?
I would say total well-being, not just mental,
Mm,
also emotional, spiritual, all
total.
everything. Yeah, total whole well-being. I think people need to take care of their whole well-being, and it doesn't have to be extreme, huh? Like I think
Mm,
people think, oh my gosh, like I need to do, like I need to change my life, basically. No,
mm,
need to. I think it's really in the little, really teeny weeny things that you tweak in your day. For example, if you wake up, maybe spend, it could be just 10 minutes just by yourself, not checking your phone, just breathing, just staring into the ceiling. And that's just
mm,
10 minutes for you. I think
mm,
that little tweak, that's helpful
mm,
already.
mhm,
Like take your shower, it doesn't have to be
mm,
just 10 minutes, maybe add 5 more minutes, so 10 minutes. Again,
mm,
shower more time for yourself. When you're sipping your coffee, don't be in a hurry. Try to really taste each and every particle of that coffee. Smell the aroma. Be grateful for your sense of smell, because we know
mm, mm.
people losing
Yes.
smell, right? So
True.
like really like cherish that and indulge in that. Like, oh my gosh, I can smell it. Thank you.
Mm,
Just
mm,
totally grateful. So I think that's like the little tweaks here and there
mm,
that can
mhm.
help us take care of our well-being holistically.
So holistic, not just the mental well-being. That's what you're trying to say.
No,
Be holistic
yes.
about it. And that's why you have your Nia alongside it. Because it's really just it's also about movement, right? It's just
Yes.
really lubricating the articulations of your body and making sure that the hormones are there and really giving it the strength. So
Yeah.
um, if you can, I mean, I saw one of your some of you have a lot of interviews, by the way, Kimi, that's up online. So yay,
Yes.
pang
Yay.
global na talaga.
Yes. Yes. I love it.
So there is I like the question of Sarah Santiago from Wonder Mag PH. She mentioned about toxic positivity, being privileged, being indifferent or blind. So I think this is in the realm of social media or in the realm
Mm,
of the conversation. And you say, okay, we're in the pandemic now, but okay, why don't you just be grateful for it? And I'm not sure if people really understood what gratitude really means and how does that really look like. Probably you can explain it to us.
right. I think, honestly, the people who say that, being so positive is toxic does not
Mm.
know how to be really positive.
Ah, love that.
What is what is real positivity? What does that mean? I don't
Go.
think they know what it is. So it's when there's a feeling or when there's a challenge, you acknowledge it, obviously. Like,
Mm.
this is happening to me. And I really feel it in all of my, bones and muscles. Each part of my body is in pain. I am suffering
Mm.
again.
Mm.
And I feel it. And the magical thing about being positive would be, okay, so what do I do now?
Ah, okay. It's the doing that
Right,
becomes that positive action. That's the
right.
positive part.
Yes, because the toxic positivity
Okay.
makes me feel, but no, just be positive about it. Like, don't think about
Got
it
it.
anymore. That's that toxic part. But you know what? If you do something about it, that's not toxic. That's you being positive about it and
Mm.
trying, maybe get out of it, try to solve it.
Mm.
So
Mhm.
that's how I see it. I think people who say positivity is toxic does not know what
Mm.
positivity is.
Ayan na, quotable quote. People who does not know what positivity is would normally just brand it as toxic
Mm.
positivity. Kasi
Right.
when you mentioned about feel it in your bones, when the
Mhm.
pandemic happened, that also happened to you when it started, diba? Like you were in bed for 3 days.
Yeah, yeah. I was
Can
actually
you?
sick, and I was thinking, "Shocks, I perhaps I have it."
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I'm just in bed. I can't do anything. And I was like crying, like, what do I do? And I'm sure, again, it's like waves, and it's like, it went back to the time when I was crying. I was in despair. I was
Mm.
lost. At that time, I was thinking, I'm sure I'm not the only one who is sick. I'm sure I'm not the
Mm.
only one who is feeling helpless. I
Mm.
need to do something. That's why I gave birth to the podcast, to the meditations.
Yung shower meditation, is that right?
Our meditation, the breathing meditation, grounding meditation, love and light meditation. 10. I came up with 10 because I know that people needed it.
Wow. And this is in the middle of you being sick, but you were still able to create something out of that, out of the 3 days. So this is when you've said na when something bad happens, at least acknowledge it and really feel that moment
Oo, feel na feel
and not
ko.
just brush it off. So, umiyak-iyak ka, di ba? Like, probably ako
Feel ko
meron.
talaga. Oo. Tapos I was even like chatting with Team Proton. They said, we need to do something. Like it's so dark, ganyan.
Mm.
And so yeah, that inspired us to create the meditations for other people.
And you made it happen and really
Yeah.
put again into action. You have your intention and then you act on it. And
Mm,
then if you feel that you have to damdamin mo siya, nahihirapan ka, nalulungkot ka, be malungkot, sure, be sad about it. But after
yeah.
that, you have to do something or try to do something. I love that word when you said try before. Like, try
Yeah.
it, and then that becomes the start of that
Yes. If it doesn't
positivity.
work, yeah, if it doesn't work, try again. But don't get stuck.
Mm.
Like oh my gosh, no. Like staying in bed like 3 days I think is okay. 3 months is like, wait a minute, we need to do something about this. So you need to try something.
So
Yeah. But
really
you're
try
allowed,
something.
yeah,
Right.
you're allowed to feel it for sure.
I
You
love
can be
that.
sad. Totally.
Good. So, again, for everybody listening out there or watching us, if you feel sad, be sad about it. 3 days sadness maximum, go. But a 3 months na, girls, guys, I think we have to do something about that na. So,
Right.
Kim's, if you can complete the sentences for me or some
Yeah.
phrases. Life coaching is blank. What is it to you?
It's a gift.
Life
Like a
coaching is a
gift.
gift.
Yeah, I think a gift. Like a gift for me and a gift for others. So it's
Hmm.
like mutual gifting.
It's a
It's mutual.
gift.
Yeah, it's a
It's
gift.
mutual gifting. Okay, so mental well being to me is
It should be a way of life.
a way
Like it
of
should be
life.
normal. Like, oh yeah, of course I take care of myself. Like I
Hmm.
want people to
Hmm.
say that. Yeah, I do
Hmm.
that all the
Hmm.
time. I
I
want it
take
to
care
be
of
super.
myself.
Yeah.
Right. And I think parang you mentioned this to before na when yoga started in the Philippines, parang people were like, ano yan? It was like yoga and all. But now it's like people are not cringing about it. People are just doing and enjoying it. And I also mentioned this to one colleague. Sabi ko na parang, like seeing a life coach, having a therapist, is just like brushing your teeth. We brush our
Mhm.
teeth because we don't want caries on our teeth. Tapos we take a bath kasi ayaw ting mabaho tayo. So we take a bath
Oo.
and we make ourselves clean. So having a life coach like you, or joining the programs that you have is technically just refreshing your brain too. So there's nothing really wrong. You're not sick because you're joining these. You're avoiding being sick.
Yes, yeah. You don't like libag to stay in
Yes.
body, right? So you need to continuously cleanse, right? And there are groups, there are communities. You can do it by yourself. You can do it with other people.
Mm.
Yeah. So now I love it that there are so many options.
Yeah, definitely like group or one-on-ones. And lastly, Kim's, I choose, I love that word. I choose to be a global life coach because blank.
Because I personally want to create an impact in the world.
Mm.
Uh, and also to put like also the Philippines on the map as
Mm,
well.
okay.
Yeah. I mean that this is very personal, but like in a bigger perspective, really, because there's just so many people that we can
Mm,
help.
mm. Right. So thank you. So bigger perspective, our favorite word, perspicacious.
Hello, Deb
It's
and
so fun. Right. So Kim's, thank you so much for staying up late. Do you have
yeah.
anything you wish to invite our viewers on? Any existing programs? Go ahead.
Mhm.
Go ahead, please.
Well, I really want to invite everyone to the Wellbeing Boost program. The April run will be the quote unquote last of its kind because we're going to
Mm,
create tweaks and we're launching in a few months. And it's so there won't be a May group session.
mm,
So if you want to join, you need to join already this April. And then I'm going to have a workshop next week with my friend, and we're going to talk about the mastermind, the growth seeker mastermind. So I want to
mm.
invite you all to that. Just follow me on Instagram, Kimi Lu Love, Kimi Lu Life Coach, Kimi Lu Love and Light, Wellbeing Boost Program, or just send a message to Polly because we are always
Yes.
in touch. So she can always just say hello to me or pass the message, basically.
Yeah, definitely. So thank you, Kimi, for tonight. At least we got the basic, we really understood now what being a life coach is, your journey that we can reflect and emulate as well, and giving us hope to the future coaches that definitely it's not growing because of the pandemic. This will continue to grow.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Thank you,
yes, I
Kimi.
am so happy, Polly, that you said yes also to the sacred space, and I'm so proud
Oh,
of you
yes.
for
Super.
continuously practicing and also having the show. Congratulations,
Thank
and
you.
I honor you and thank you for our session for tonight. Thank
Yeah,
you.
session. Thanks, Kimi.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye. Thanks.
So there you have it, ladies and gents. So thank you so much for staying with us. And if you have any questions about life coaching or therapy, even, you can reach out to me or to Kimi and ask more about it. They'll be very happy to guide you through it. So thank you and good evening.